We are kicking off today with Jeff Cobb, who wrapped up his time with New Japan, and his WWE debut could be far closer than fans first anticipated. According to a report from PW Insider Elite, Cobb is expected to begin with WWE soon, with speculation mounting that his debut could take place at WWE Backlash. Cobb's signing has reportedly been in the works for months, though he has remained tight-lipped about his future throughout the process, even briefly teasing a retirement. Instead of being retired though, Cobb is currently listed on WWE's internal roster according to Corey Hayes, and is slated to join SmackDown, though there's no word on who will be his first feud. With PW Insider and Hayes, a reporter for BodySlam.net, the likelihood of Cobb making an appearance at Backlash has grown significantly, which bodes well for the New Japan alum. Debuting this Saturday would show WWE's immense faith in the former IWGP Tag Team and Never Openweight Champion by having him skip NXT and go straight to the main roster. A Backlash debut would mark a major moment for the hard-hitting powerhouse and a highly anticipated addition to the WWE roster in 2025. Will Jeff Cobb make a surprise appearance at WWE Backlash? How do you think he'll match up against SmackDown's best? Give your thoughts in the comments below. More from Backlash: Jacob Fatu will defend the United States title at this weekend's event, and odds are not in the favor of the Samoan Werewolf. Fatu will battle Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and LA Knight with the gold on the line, but it may be Solo Sikoa who ensures that Jacob leaves Backlash a former champion. Tension between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu has been steadily escalating in recent months, and while the pair have been allies, Sikoa's selfishness has been on clear display. Solo has been wanting his own recognition for Fatu's achievements, and even tried to take credit for Jacob's success following his title win at WrestleMania 41. WWE has subtly teased a potential rift between the two, and Backlash could be the stage where the split finally unfolds, as sources report that Solo is being considered for a role betraying Fatu. We should clarify that this report is unconfirmed, and as always, WWE's plans could change, but Backlash may be the site of the end of Fatu's title reign and his alliance with Solo. Would you like WWE to go in this direction, or would you prefer something else for the reigning United States champion? Share your thoughts down in our comments section. In late 2024, Goldberg shared that his final wrestling match will come in 2025, and now it appears that the wrestling world is closing in on the match in question, as WrestleVotes reports. Goldberg's name has been floated internally within WWE over the past week, the first time since his Brad Blood appearance and his interactions with Gunther. Feels like the inevitable return is nearing. This update comes after Goldberg and Gunther had a confrontation at Bad Blood, a segment that many expected would lead towards a match. WWE has yet to revisit the angle, and with Gunther busy with Pat McAfee this weekend, some believe Goldberg's final bout will come at the reported Saudi event expected to happen in June. Goldberg himself confirmed he's training for a retirement match, and in a video shared that he doesn't know who, when, or where, but vowed to end his career on his own terms in 2025. Are you expecting Goldberg to interfere in Gunther's match at Backlash? More importantly, are you excited to have Gunther square off against Goldberg? Sound off in the comments below. Since last year, Joe Hendry has made sporadic appearances with WWE, leaving many to wonder if the reigning TNA World Champion could one day be a fully fledged superstar. Now, PW Insider Elite reports that Hendry signing with WWE is pretty much considered a lock, with the belief that he'll ink a deal whenever he's able to do so. WWE personnel have been impressed with the TNA World Champion, who has received a lot of internal praise for his work, especially his match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41. Hendry is held within high regard in WWE and has received praise for the way he's handled feedback, and Joe's next WWE appearance will be coming very soon. Hendry will defend the TNA World title against Trick Williams at NXT Battleground, but if all goes to plan, the Scottish star will be a full WWE superstar once his TNA tenure is up. Would you like to see Hendry sign with WWE, or does him signing make him less interesting than being a TNA talent showing up in another company? Let us know your thoughts below. Penta and Fenix are currently competing on different brands in WWE, but fans hoping to see the reunion of the Lucha Bros will be excited to learn that the team is reuniting. According to Joey Votes on the latest episode of WrestleVotes Radio on WrestleBinge, WWE has plans to reunite the brothers, a reunion that is said to come in the near future. Penta debuted on Raw back in January, where he's quickly asserted himself as one of the Red Brand's most popular stars and has been involved in the Intercontinental title picture. As for Fenix, he debuted more recently as part of SmackDown and replaced Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 41 after the Hall of Famer went down with an injury. As for how WWE will bring the Lucha Bros together, that's unclear, but with Penta set to compete at Backlash, don't count out Fenix appearing with his brother this weekend. Javon Evans is a true star on the rise in WWE NXT, but recently he quietly deleted a series of scathing tweets directed at Ricochet, sparking speculation that WWE may have intervened. The brief, heated exchange on Twitter began with Ricochet claiming he'd squash Evans, prompting Evans to respond by sharing that he's learning from the best. He said, "My bad, I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels, something that you don't have or do." Evans wasn't done, saying that Ricochet is now wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week for a crackhead, and sarcastically added, "Talk about an upgrade." That crackhead line was a swing at Tony Khan, and Ricochet fired back by referencing his own experience and accolades. He said, "Brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you was like 12, then went on to become multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy." With Evans' tweets now scrubbed from his account, fans are left wondering if WWE stepped in to de-escalate the situation, as the company is known for monitoring its talent's social media. Evans' comments may have crossed a line in the eyes of management, and would you like to see a match between Javon and Ricochet? Let us know down in the comments. In 2003, Zach Gowen debuted in WWE and proved to be an instant hit with fans who rallied behind the one-legged wrestler who'd battled cancer as a child. Fans will remember Gowen being destroyed during an episode of SmackDown by Brock Lesnar, but now Gowen is making his return to the squared circle. Gowen will compete at AEW Beach Break on May 14th against Ricochet in Gowen's first match since last October, after an incident between the two during an attack on Collision. Ricochet used Gowen's prosthetic leg as a weapon, and now Zach is ready for payback on the one and only, and we'll have to see if Gowen can defeat the High Flyer. More from AEW now, as 4 stars from the company were involved in a major brawl during this week's Collision, resulting in security having to get involved. It was a few weeks ago that Bishop Khan and Toa Liona lost a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, and after their setback, vowed to come back stronger. Meanwhile, there's been splinters in the learning tree as Chris Jericho has grown frustrated with Brian Keith and Big Bill, who have been looking to prove themselves as a team. The two teams collided last week in a parking lot brawl, and this week's Collision saw Bishop and Toa call out the learning tree and berate Keith and Bill. Without exchanging any more words, the two teams brawled again, and the security were little use to stop the fight between the two powerhouse heavy sides. The brawl only stopped when Khan and Leona put Keith and Bill through a series of tables, and while the gates of agony stood tall this week, these issues are clearly far from over. FTR were also on Collision as Dax Harwood battled Daniel Garcia, but it was the comment from one female fan in attendance that ended up catching a lot of attention. During the match, the fan allegedly called Harwood juicy, and the FTR member confronted her, telling the fan, "I'm married, don't call me juicy, you sick freak." This was a hilarious moment that popped the fans, and Dax also insulted Nigel McGuinness during the match, prompting the commentator to get in the ring and attack Harwood. After the match ended in a no contest, Nigel, Garcia, and Daddy Magic ran FTR away, and we'll have to see what Cash Wheeler and the juicy Dax Harwood have to say in response. Earlier this year, Saraya confirmed that she had exited AEW, and now the former Women's World Champion is opening up about what did and didn't happen during her tenure. Speaking on her Rule Breakers podcast, Saraya shared that AEW once wanted her to be a part of a love story with Daddy Magic, but turned the idea down. At the time, Saraya had a boyfriend and didn't feel right kissing someone else, even if it was just for show, and shared that it's the only storyline she's ever refused. Saraya added that no one had ever asked her to do something like that before AEW, and while she likes Daddy Magic and believes he's a good guy, she just didn't feel right about the idea. Saraya's AEW exit led many fans to speculate on a potential return to WWE, and the British star is expected to land back in the promotion as Paige once again in due time. As for how Saraya's second WWE run goes, only time will tell, but there's clearly some lines that the Brit won't cross, even if the kiss was just part of the show. We've got Lesnar news now, but specifically Duke Lesnar, the son of Brock, who is beginning to forge his own path in the world of sports and step out of the Beast's shadow. The 14-year-old has been selected in the Western Hockey League Prospects Draft by the Medicine Hat Tigers, a major move in his budding hockey career. Duke has impressed on the ice, playing for the Notre Dame Hounds U15 prep team in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League, scoring 13 goals and 28 points across 30 games. His performance has not only turned heads among WHL scouts, but also positioned him as a name to watch ahead of the 2029 NHL entry draft. With a strong foundation in hockey and the weight of the Lesnar name, fans are watching closely to see Duke's rise through hockey and whether he'll join wrestling in the future. Will Duke Lesnar dominate in hockey or pursue a future in wrestling? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Shotzi's time competing in WWE has come to an end, as her contract will not be renewed by the promotion, but the green-haired grappler still has plenty of allies on the roster. This week, Natalya shared on her Instagram stories that Shotzi's been training in her dungeon, sharing that they remain close despite Shotzi's situation with WWE. The Dungeon 2.0 is run by Natalya and Tyson Kidd and has been a breeding ground for top-tier talent, with everyone from indie stars to WWE superstars honing their skills under their guidance. It's unclear how long Shotzi has been honing herself at the dungeon, but this video shows she's far from finished in wrestling, even with her exit from WWE. On the Busted Open Radio podcast, Shotzi reflected on her role as a WWE superstar and admitted that being with WWE can often be a hot and cold experience. She explained, "It's extremely frustrating. When they're utilizing you, it's the best job in the world. It's so much fun and it really is the best. But like when you're in the dark and you're pitching things and it just feels like no one wants to talk to you, it just feels like no one believes in you and you're just sitting at home or you're just sitting in catering for months. It's mind-numbing and it's confusing and it's boring as hell. So I'm just excited to finally get to go out there and kick ass on my terms, and I get to make my schedule. Like, I'm not gonna put myself in catering. I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna wrestle my butt off." Shotzi's time with WWE will officially end this July, and she has big plans for once she's a free agent, as the wrestler is ready to go balls to the wall on the independent scene. Shotzi's final match for WWE was a 3-minute bout on WWE Speed back in February, and she's ready to prove why WWE shouldn't have left her in catering for months on end. Karrion Kross has experienced a resurgence in his WWE career thanks in part to his series of powerful promos on television and social media. Well, it turns out, Kross has been investing in his own success, and he's been personally funding the production of his promotional videos out of pocket. On Busted Open Radio, Shotzi discussed her friendship with Kross, adding that she admires his dedication to his craft as a professional wrestler. Shotzi revealed that while traveling with Scarlett and Kross, the former NXT champion would break into promos even in casual settings, showing his natural promo skills come to him. On the podcast, Shotzi added that Kross has been personally financing his social media content, hiring a team to help bring his creative ideas to life. She added, "I'm glad he's not waiting for WWE to let him show it. He's taking it into his own hands. He's hiring all these people to put these productions together because, like, if they're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it myself. It's honestly been really inspiring to see him taking it into his own hands." This news comes as WWE reportedly plans to provide Kross with more television opportunities and further develop his character moving forward. What do you think of Karrion Kross's self-funded video work and his promo abilities? Is his hard work starting to pay off? Share your thoughts in the comments below. More release news now as Mandy Rose knows what it's like to be cut by WWE as she was let go in December 2022 in controversial fashion due to her online fan content. Rose has claimed that she was never given the chance to take down her content before she was released and has had some advice to those wrestlers recently released from WWE. On her Power Alphas podcast, Rose had the following to say to the former WWE superstars who will now have to traverse their futures without the biggest wrestling promotion to help. "I got the blueprint. All you gotta do, it's not about if, it's about when that call comes, because we all know it'll come. And listen, I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving, so you know who to call, and I feel like, I don't know, this might be my new calling. You know me, I really love helping people. I think that's part of my purpose. I think it was part of my purpose in NXT. I think that's what I miss a little bit." Rose has not wrestled since leaving WWE, though hardly needs to given how much her online content is making, but she has said she'd be open to a return if WWE gives her the call. As for the recently cut talent, they'll have to wait either 30 or 90 days before they can wrestle for another company, and we'll have to see who makes the most of this post-WWE opportunity. Now, WWE Money in the Bank will take place next month, and in addition to the 2 titular ladder matches, fans may also get to see a huge return at the show. Kairi Sane hasn't wrestled for a long time, but on Twitter teased that she will return for Money in the Bank and even suggested that she'll be winning the women's ladder match. In her post, Sane included a mock-up of a pirate-themed briefcase, a nod to her character as the pirate princess that remains popular with fans. Whether this is just Sane teasing wanting to be in the match or an actual spoiler, that's unclear, but if she wrestles in the match, it'll be Sane's first time challenging for the briefcase. Sane's Damage Control allies Asuka and Io Sky both know what it means to win the briefcase and both turned their wins into impressive reigns with championship gold. Now, Sane hopes to do the same, but with Io Sky, the reigning women's world champion, a Money in the Bank win for Kairi could spell trouble for the remaining Damage Control. During the July 20th, 2024 edition of Collision, Sky Blue suffered an injury to her ankle during a match with Hikaru Shida, resulting in the match being ended by referee's decision. Last month, Blue shared that she was getting closer and closer toward a comeback, and during this week's AEW Collision, it was revealed that Blue will return on the next Dynamite. This will serve as the Beach Break episode of Dynamite, and on Twitter, Sky hyped up her return by posting in the AEW video confirming her return and asking fans, "Did you miss me?" While Sky hasn't wrestled since July, she did appear on the All Out 0 Hour pre-show, where she was attacked by Mariah May before Queen Aminata came to her rescue. Perhaps Blue's return will see her seek vengeance on May, or perhaps she'll set her sights on title gold. Either way, Sky Blue is on her way back to the squared circle. Ahead of WrestleMania 41, Bayley was attacked by Becky Lynch, who took the role model spot in the women's tag title match, and there's no word on when Bayley will return. One name who's not eager to see Bayley back is Jonathan Coachman, who made himself clear on the Behind the Turnbuckle podcast when the host discussed Bayley and a return. He said, "Oh my god, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. Why keep bringing up Bayley? That's my question. Bayley is done. She's washed up. She's boring. She's nothing anymore. What does she bring to the table? If you drop Bayley off the roster today, what will we lose?" When I was in WWE for 13 years, there would be certain people, and she'd be one of them, that you'd walk around backstage going, how in the world is she winning the Royal Rumble? Or how in the world is he doing that? To me, I think she's a very sweet person, but there's a lot of sweet people. I just don't think she's ever sold a ticket for any rivalry that she's ever done. For the record, Bayley has done plenty in WWE, including holding gold in NXT and the main roster, and is a Royal Rumble winner and Money in the Bank winner. Bayley has also been credited for many of WWE's best women's division matches, with her 2015 rivalry with Sasha Banks in NXT still being talked about to this day. Nevertheless, Coachman has made his views on Bayley crystal clear, and while the role model will be back on TV down the line, that'll be a bad viewing experience for the coach. More from AEW Collision, as Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander were having an entertaining and hard-hitting match that was until the Death Riders interfered. During the match, Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir came out, and while the ref was distracted, Shafir choked out Willow in a moment that stunned Statlander. Statlander was shocked but still took advantage by hitting her finisher to get the victory, and one has to wonder why the Death Riders would get involved with these two women in AEW. And we're ending today with WWE, as the company's acquisition of AAA has hit a major milestone, with WWE now set to hold a controlling stake in the Lucha Libre stable. Lex Latin, a Mexican news publication, shared that WWE will hold 51% ownership of AAA once the deal is finalized this year, with the other 49% going to Felipe, a prominent Mexican sports and entertainment firm. The transaction's value has not been confirmed, but the report adds that the deal heavily revolves around AAA's intellectual property, including trademarks, copyrights, and licensing agreements. The representative of Felipe during negotiations confirmed that some of AAA's IP assets are currently involved in litigation, which may cause issues in this massive deal. Roberto Cornish, who represented the sellers, said that the IP due diligence represents AAA's valuable portfolio of characters, brands, and licensing agreements. As of now, there's no additional information about the specific IP assets involved in litigation or the nature of those legal disputes. WWE's acquisition of AAA is huge for both companies, and fans can expect to see plenty from this deal when WWE NXT and AAA meet at the Worlds Collide event next month.